Cosmic Cat here. I wanted to extend a reading on this vegetarian vegan card that has popped up in our daily reading. I think this is the third time. So I'm feeling guided to share with you that my story a little bit on it, that I never thought that I would be vegetarian. I love a good cheeseburger. I love I loved steak. Filet mignon was my favorite with a nice glass of red Pinot Noir. It was just delicious to me for many, many decades in my life, years of my life. And I would even smoke meat, wrap it in applewood. I would take a pork loin and wrap it in some applewood smoked bacon and just nurture and baby it the whole day, and couldn't wait to eat it at the end of, after it was done. And it was a process and it was wonderful. However, in once I reached around the 40s age, my 40s, I began to feel really bad, and menopause began to creep into my life. Perimenopause, menopause, whatever you want to call it, it all kind of blends in together for me in my world. I'm not sure for you, but I yeah, there's little differences between the two for me, but that's another subject. However, I did want to say, once I reached a certain point in my life, it began to, when I would eat, I started to feel worse. I started to get nauseous after I would eat meat, red meat especially. So I kind of just done what I did when my daughter had a milk allergy at a young age, and that was a process of elimination. I just took a couple days free from meat, and reevaluated how I would feel, because I started to feel not, the nauseous feeling was getting to me. I didn't want to continue feeling that way, sick after I ate. Um, I was gaining weight quickly, rapidly. Um, what else? There were other symptoms I was having, but anyway, in order for me to self-diagnose how I was feeling with my health, I eliminated it for a couple days and started to feel more energy. I had more energy releasing that, and it wasn't so heavy. It was a bit difficult for me to stop eating meat because I did love it so much. I ate it since I could eat meat. My family was we were heavy meat eaters. I mean, my mom, with our chili, this is how much we ate meat growing up. With our chili, most people have like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with their chili, which is made with meat. We had cheeseburgers with our chili. So, I mean, that's how much we really love meat. And I, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. It's kind of like for me with alcohol and beef or meat, I don't look down to anyone that still partakes in that. It was a very big part of my diet, my life, and it's part of the world. So I don't judge others that eat this. So I'm not part of the crew of like, I'm against you. I'm actually not really that. That's not my personality. But what I wanted to mostly bring this up to you for you was as an inspiration to inspire you that if this is also something that you've experienced, maybe you're in your 40s or you're reaching your 40s and your health is weighing on you. This was something that happened to me. I followed my gut. I also had been guided by spirit through a stranger that I met at the store. I happened to be buying charcoal to grill out some meat and some burgers, and this little old lady in front of me was just talking to me about how she wished she could still eat meat. And her story was a bit different. Her story was that she had Lyme disease, because if you also get bit by a tick or have a tick on you, and it carries that, apparently some people that causes you to be sick and have an illness and you can't eat meat anymore. So whether it was Lyme disease or whether it is just a stage in your life of menopause, and maybe you're not even in your 40s, maybe this isn't even part of it, maybe you're in your 20s, you know, this is, we want to expand our minds and be unlimited when we're thinking about healthy choices in our life. I do feel that being vegetarian has helped my own health in significant ways. I also have always been an old soul and reflecting to ancient times and how people survived winters, how people made it, how they learned. It fascinates me to know and learn about how much people relied. I mean, back then, back in the olden days, before grocery stores even existed, you know, people had to grow their own food, or they had to go somewhere to their neighbors to get food or find it and forage it. So I mean, I've always been that way, to think back to how did people do this back then? How did this work before? So that kind of helps my mentality also, as to know like you can survive on living off of Mother Earth's plants. You can survive off of growing your own food. There are ways that you can also have a healthy life without eating meat. And if your doctor has also, if this is something where it's like it relies on, you know, again, my health relied on it. I didn't need to go to the doctor to find this out that, hey, you know, my body is not doing well. Don't have energy. And after I ate meat, I learned like my body was telling me it was rejecting it. And listening to your body, your intuition, and your gut. This message is clearly for some of you, because many of you, because it wouldn't come out. This is, again, this is like the third time that this has came out. So, and I don't know much about the vegan world. I'm not a vegan. I am vegetarian. I do eat, um, you know, I'm really not even sure about all of the differences with vegan and vegetarian, but I do know that I eat mushrooms. I eat dairy. I think vegans don't even eat eggs. They don't do dairy. I don't believe. You can correct me if I'm off on that in the comments below. More than happy, always happy to learn. But trying this out, and if you've been trying it and unsuccessful with it, maybe just try a little bit at a time. Maybe try to just eliminate red meat, or just take it out in the process of elimination for a day or two and see how you feel. See how you feel. I've rely on mushrooms a lot versus meat. There's a lot of recipes out there now for people to, for us to make good healthy meals that are hearty without relying on red meat. So I would encourage you to try this. And I know that there's many of you out there. I even have family that are like, you're crazy, you know? They may not even give themselves 2 minutes of this video, and that's okay. Maybe it'll spark something later down the road, and you'll realize, you know, there might be something to this, or maybe I'll give this a try just to see what it's like. It also may be easier on your wallet. If that's of interest to you. There's a lot to be said about the food that we intake. If you're on a journey, if you're spiritually trying to connect, whether you're getting information or you're being told or asked by spirit to let go of certain things and you're struggling. I mean, this is one way spirit is trying to tell you. Spirit is definitely trying to tell you that it's time to kind of maybe switch it up a little bit and try something else. Many of you could be dealing with doctor's orders Doctor's orders, hey, reduce this or limit it. Um, and instead of possibly allowing it to go in one ear and out the other, maybe giving it a try. And even if you're like, no way, not for 2 days, try for a day. Try for a day. And then when you wake up the next day, see how the rest of your day goes. I mean, it took me a while to stop craving, and I didn't really make it like mandatory of myself. That was one thing. So there wasn't an overwhelming sense or anxiety or pressure with me to like quit it wholeheartedly. It was actually just something that, again, spirit guided me to. I didn't know it at the time, but I did realize this later afterwards that I was guided that direction the entire time. And it helps you in connecting when you're meditating. It helps with the connection of your body, yourself, your inner self, and your inner child, and also connecting with spirit. Your own personal spiritual connection is what I'm referring to, not any sort of religion based at all. I just want to make that clear for you. And it's okay if you have that. I'm just stating for my own personal record that my journey that I'm on and the connection that I have is myself and the higher self, source, higher power and frequency, creator of all, not anything less or more. So I would recommend, if you have been feeling lethargic, or maybe you just want to try something new or feel like it might be healthier for you. I do believe it's healthier for us. I do. You do want to make sure that you talk to your doctor, ask your doctor about it, and find recipes that you're getting enough protein for your day, that you're also intaking enough of the essential vitamins that bodies need and desire for the day in order for you to make this happen. But maybe starting small, maybe just starting small and not doing all of it at once. I do eat seafood, so I'm considered a pescatarian. They say pescatarian, where, I still eat crab legs. I'll still eat fish. Fish is very good. It's high in protein. I love sushi. Trying different avenues. I love Indian food, which a lot of Indian food is vegetarian. So that if you like spicy, that could be a good avenue for you to start with. And if you've never tried it, I highly recommend you do try it. It's extremely good for your body. There's a lot of good herbs and vegetables and beans that are really tasty and are healthy and good for every part of our body. So this is the message that I had for you about this. Archangel Raphael is who's on this card, and that's who you would like, who would be a good archangel to call upon to help you with curbing the desire and the crave. And if it's something that you really legitimately want and you've struggled with your entire life of trying to quit, maybe trying this avenue of just little by little, bit by bit, not everything all at once, but just try one thing, whether it's poultry or whether it's meat. Maybe it's cheeseburgers. You cut cheeseburgers out but still have a steak every now and then, or vice versa. Maybe just reducing the amount of meat that you're intaking, and then when you meditate, feeling it, so that you can get a better judgment and better idea of how it's affecting you and how it is affecting the connection for you. Because I personally do feel that there is something to my own meditation, my own spiritual connection. I feel blocked more. I felt blocked more when I was eating meat, when I would try to connect. There's something that made me feel heavier and more weighed down, as opposed to feeling lighter and more open and ready to receive than when I was eating a lot of meat and relied on meat. And back then, I really it just came naturally. I grew up eating meat every day. I felt it was a necessary part of life. I grew up in the era of where milk was displayed every day as being extremely important, and you had to drink at least one glass of milk every day for your health and for you to be strong and have that calcium and strong bones. However, when my daughter was very young, I had a very good friend come to me, and a good hippie friend, and she's like, have you tried? I mean, we'd already been to the doctor millions of times, and she'd already been on Zyrtec, on some other form of allergy pills that wasn't doing anything. I mean, she had a terrible cough that was like a whooping cough. It was really deep in her chest. She was playful, fine. It didn't bother her at all, but her throat just sounded terrible. And so that actually led me to a lot of discoveries about milk and how healthy it is for our bodies, and what was put into milk at the time, and how, cows were mistreated, and how there was like a lot of, hormones in order for them to produce more milk. And it was just very eye-opening for me to know and to learn. And I hope that this helps you to try another avenue when it comes to being more of a vegetarian, and maybe not even vegetarian, maybe just just start reducing your intake and not eating so much, because that's actually how I started. And again, it was even weird for me to call myself vegetarian for a good year. I almost wouldn't even tell some people, because I felt like that I was going to be instantly attacked. And in some ways, it was difficult for people to accept. Some people in my life, not all, but it can be a trigger for people. I tend to just I'm a Sagittarius, so a lot of my world is like I make choices based upon my own, but how I'm going to feel. I listen and I hear and I process what others feel, or not feel, but state on the matter of eating meat, the pros and cons, basically. I listen to the pros and cons of things, but ultimately I make my decisions and my choices in my life for my own self, because I'm the one in this vessel. This is my vessel that I'm carrying in my body right now, that is carrying my soul. And so it is up to me to make choices in my life that's going to better my life, or help me feel better day to day. Because if I'm not feeling good, and if my health is deteriorating, and it's hard for me to even get up and go to work, then there's something that needs to be addressed in that. And if this is something that you are dealing with right now, and it hasn't even came up for you to possibly curb your meat intake, then I feel like this message is extremely definitely for you, and to encourage you to try implementing different fruits and vegetables. Try some mushrooms. Try using sweet potatoes are really good too. There's a lot of good foods out there for you that you could try. And if there's fruits or vegetables that you've tried before, and you're like, if you instantly block and just no, no, and exit, and like, no, this isn't gonna happen. I mean, that is your choice to do that. Absolutely. Again, like I just said, it's your body. Just like this is my body, and this is what if you are spiritually active and you meditate, it will enhance and help your meditation. I believe that's a big part of why this message has came out like 3 times recently for the daily card. So it continues to come out because it's continued that it's important. If you are on your spiritual journey, or if you're wanting to get more connected with yourself, your inner self, it is time to cut back on your chicken wings and your cheeseburgers, or your steaks, your pork chops, the big pork loin that I was talking about. After a while, you won't really even crave it. I really don't even crave it anymore. I was craving it really bad when I first decided to quit all of it. It also took a while to learn, and I'm still learning recipes and still learning how to implement new recipes and dinners into my brain and my life. So it's I still eat every day. I'm still healthy, relatively speaking. So I just wanted to have this conversation, felt guided to share with you. Spirit is wanting to connect with you on a deeper level, also wants you to be healthy and have a healthier life. And if there's any way that our Archangel Raphael can help you, you have to call up on him to get his guidance and help with this. And I'm honored that to be part of your journey and to help give some ideas, maybe some ways that you can start, instead of just, no way, not gonna happen, to maybe consider it. And then once you consider it, maybe just try with one thing. Maybe just start out with just something small and see what happens. Experiment, make it fun. Maybe even if this is something too that you're concerned about, a family member, and you're the cook in the house and you're the one making the meals, maybe make it fun, and maybe make start out by like having one meal a week that's vegetarian, and see how everyone likes it. You could make it fun for the whole family. There's so many different ways. Just expand your mind and allow yourself to think outside of the culture, the society of what is said to you at all times, or what you've been thought, in your mind. Like I said, I shared my story as far as, I grew up feeling, most of my life it was like, oh, you just need to eat meat every day for protein. You got to eat meat every day. And actually, I wasn't even taught that you had to eat meat. We just always had it. That's what we ate. Every night we ate. We would either eat like fried chicken, which was delicious. Or my mom makes the best fried chicken. And we would have that, or meatloaf, which was also one of my personal favorites. And cheeseburgers, or whatever it was, we would eat. We had it and we would eat it, and it was very delicious. And for a long time, I couldn't talk to anyone about it without craving it and wanting it. But now I've been 3, 4, this is my fourth year. Yeah, for 4, maybe 5 years, I've been pescatarian now, and I don't even miss meat at this point. Every now and then on my cycle, my body will like, a good cheeseburger sounds good. And if I wanted to do that, I wouldn't hold myself back from it, because again, I don't see it in a viewpoint as in like, if I did do that it would be the end of the world or anything like that. It's not like that type of an addiction for me. But if it is for you, if it's like if it's a life or death matter, your heart or your organs or any part of you cannot have it, I definitely recommend taking it day by day and allowing yourself to call upon Archangel Raphael, sit for a few moments, close your eyes, and meditate. Focus on your breath and call upon Archangel Raphael to help you with the battle that you're struggling with the meat, with you know, becoming vegetarian. Maybe going and trying vegetarian somewhere. There are so many, like I said before, Indian, Ethiopian food is delicious. African food is absolutely wonderful. Sushi, maybe trying it somewhere else if you've tried it before and you didn't like it. Obviously, if you're going to try it, if you're going to buy it at the grocery store, it's not going to taste near as good as if you have it fresh from a restaurant of high quality. But yeah, trying different things and seeing how your body reacts and responds and feels, and compare that to the days that you eat meat. And I will say that for women, I do feel that it's extremely important after a certain age to maybe try, because I don't feel that I'm the only person that this affects in their life. I know that I'm not the only person that it affects, but I mean, as far as women go, I think that there's a certain point in our life that at our age, when we're making that transition, when our body is transitioning from producing the eggs to slowly disappearing and not having that anymore. I feel like that's an extremely important time. I also feel if you're on a spiritual journey, again, it's going to help you tremendously. So that's the message I have for you today. I hope that it helps, and I hope that, please let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, share with anyone that you know. Maybe this isn't for you, but you're coming upon this video because it's meant for someone close to you that you care about. So, and again, even if it's a friend, you could be the one to make the meal for them and send to them and take to them, or do it with them, as an encouragement tool to say, hey, let's try this. I've had this. Or maybe even making a dinner with them together, something new that neither of you have had. It can be fun and exciting. Make it exciting, make it good, make it fun, and just give it a try. See what comes up, and let me know afterwards, and let me know before if this is resonating with you, because there's many of you that are trying to reach spiritual goals, and I definitely feel that this is going to help you. And there's also many of you that are struggling with your health, and this could be something that could be a part of it. Again, seek your doctor if you need to. I'm not giving any medical advice here at all. I'm not a doctor. I'm just suggesting. I'm being guided by spirit. This has came up 3 times. Third time's the charm to say, hey, now might be a good time to curb that. And once you do that, it'll also help you with other things in your life that you're wanting to, old habits that you're wanting to break, old patterns, things that you're holding on to that doesn't serve you anymore. It will help you gain strength inside of yourself to help move to something else, if that's something that you desire. Okay? I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. The divine light within me greets and honors the divine light within you. Have a cosmic day and tonight. Meow. Signing off.